Hello. I know we said that we were trying to catch up with everything from Gen Con. Well, this is something that I've been waiting for. This big box is from Renegade Studios. Now, when I was at Gen Con, I got to see all the new HeroScape stuff, and I'm totally impressed. I even won my Shori by participating in the Battle Box event. I didn't buy anything, though, because I had pre-ordered all of Wave 1. That's what this box should be. So welcome to an unboxing here at the Man Cave. Heavy. Oh, and they wrapped it. Okay, so it's not even. It's not even. There we go. Oh. Okay, here is the base box. Ooh, they included a Renegade sticker here. 10% off my next order, which is very cool because my wife told me today that for my birthday next week, she's going to help pre-order Wave 2. We got a Sergeant Drake because we have everything together. We have the battle box that this is what I got to play at Gen Con, and it was very, very cool. And we have the Terrain of Trees. This one is called the Grove at Lower's Edge. This one is called the Battle for the Wellsprings. And this, of course, is the Age of Annihilation Master Set. Wave 2 is going to have another big box like this, but it's just going to be terrain. They learned from the mistakes of the original HeroScape, where if you wanted to buy more land, you needed to buy lots of base sets. So I've gotten rid of most of the boxes, but I have like, I don't know, 15 base sets, which gives you all kinds of extra figures that you never could do much with because they were all uniques. These guys are still all unique, but it's in a box that, you know, you buy this once and then now you can buy land. So as you can see, this is the premium painted edition because you've seen me open a bunch of miniatures. You never seen me paint any. There's a reason for that. I'm not going to. I'm not going to wreck any of my stuff. This is also the premium painted edition. Both the Shori came painted and the Drake Alexander also comes painted. Wave 2 apparently does not have a pre-order person, but in the Players League, they're releasing, I saw it's a dwarf figure, I don't know which one. So I'm pretty excited about that. I just wish my local store had more people who are interested in this, because I have to either drive down into Wisconsin over at Green Bay or around there to see if they've got something going on, or I'll just have to wait and order the premium figures later. But now that I have this, I could bring it to my local game store, start at least doing some games and see if I can generate some interest, and maybe he will then join the Players League thing that they have going. I tried to play with the app a little bit this weekend because from playing at Gen Con, we were all supposed to have that little piece for our, and I didn't see the reward anywhere. So, okay, I guess I'll read the back here. Back says Battle of All Time, which I believe is what they also had on the old box. Peace is but a dream on the remote island, or I'm sorry, the remote planet of Valhalla. The mighty Valkyrie generals lead warring factions into a new age of battle. The Valkyries summon their hardened heroes and new champions from distant worlds into the fight. Old alliances have fallen, new ones will form. The fate of Valhalla will be won through the flames of war. Join warriors from across time and space as they battle in HeroScape, Age of Annihilation. Choose your scenario, build your battlefield, select your army, and fight to win. This has 9 scenarios that come in the box. There's going to be 4 brand new battlefield designs that people have never seen before. Fully compatible with all HeroScape master sets and expansions. And I have, like I said, everything HeroScape ever put out before. All of it. I've got the ice set, the lava set, their trees. I've got everything. The marsh set, that was the second master set. I even bought the D&D stuff. I even bought the Marvel superhero stuff. We have everything. So we will start showing stuff and how it compares after tonight. Tonight I just wanted to at least get the unboxing part done. So in this box, we have 20 highly detailed, fully assembled, and pre-painted miniatures. 74 hex tile terrain pieces, 13 Lauer wall terrain pieces, 8 combat dice, 1 20-sided die, 8 order markers. So this is only geared for 2 people. Yep, 2 people. 21 wound markers, 3 powder markers, 3 consume markers, 1 round marker, 11 glyphs, 11 army cards, a rule book, and the scenario guide. So that's nice that the rule book and the scenario guide are separate documents. I really appreciate that attention to detail. All right. This is quite heavy, by the way. I'm very glad I did not try to get this while I was at Gen Con, because it would have been really hard to get all this home with the rest of the haul that you guys have already seen that we got. Oh, what are we stuck on here? There we go. Okay, so you're opening this with me. Here's our first level. You can see everybody's painted. And you know what? I'm going to grab that Lazy Susan so we can put the pieces right here for you. All right. I'm not naming these pieces as we put them out there because I don't know who they are. So we'll get the first look at everybody, and then once the army cards come out, we'll start showing those. These bases are nice and thick. They're a little smaller, I think, than the original bases. And like I said, we can do some comparison stuff later. But they definitely feel thicker. Huh. I thought that was, the reason that brought me pause is I thought that was the dwarf that was coming in the second waves thing. Oh, this is one of those polar ice bears. That's pretty cool looking. These are those paladin things. Here's that Knight Irene that's like the leader of those guys. I know some of these pieces. I just don't know most of them. And as you can see, the paint job is definitely, well, for me anyway, it was worth the extra expense to get these things pre-painted because I myself do not have the skills to make them look this good. And I figure if HeroScape is back and I'm going to buy it all, I may as well do it correctly and make sure that I get the painted pieces. So every time I order, that's what I'm going to do, is get the pre-paints. I have a foot locker that has all of my old pieces because I had at least 3 of every common squad when I bought this stuff before. I was heavily invested in the HeroScape brand. When it went away, I was very disappointed. Okay, that's it for the top. Now we go to level 2. Look at this figure. That's amazing. Here we have our dragon. Okay, I've seen people do this online before and they didn't do it. You gotta do the wings first, I think. This will slip right in. Or it should slip. Maybe you do the tail first. I don't know. Let's try that. Put the tail in first, and then use that other piece to lock it in place. Use the hot water trick. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, there we go. That is one beautiful dragon. Whoa.
It's bent a little bit. The base is bent. No, the base is bent.
Oh yeah. There we go. Okay.
Very big.
Now, some of the prize things that they listen to their fans about. Sparkly water. Now, I don't know how many of you out there are HeroScape fans already, but when they went from the sparkly water to the dull blue water, we had the dull blue water represent the shallow stuff, and then the sparkly blue water still be deep ocean type water. because the non-sparkly water seriously sucked. I mean, it just didn't look right. So
very breakable too. Those
and
ones broke
that's
a
the
lot.
stuff. Yeah, that's the stuff that in my bins of terrain. That's what's breaking more than anything else is these late pieces. Luckily, I haven't lost any lava yet, but I think I've lost a little bit of ice, and I lost some sparkly water. But I used to buy sparkly water separate with my buddy Rocco, who's not into HeroScape anymore. But he's the one. I remember when we went all the way to. We drove to Green Bay to a Toys R Us, which is it's 2 hours away, a little more than 2 hours away, just because we wanted to get the flag bearers. So I mean, we had everything for this stuff, and it was wonderful.
Ooh, stones.
Sand, rock, grass tiles. Now in the new sets, the really big pieces are going to include sand, which sand has never had a really big piece before. So that's interesting. Here we have the walls.
Very detailed walls.
Yes, well, and these work a very specific way. You put the little base on, you stand up the two walls, and then these doors can go in between the walls, or you can make the walls very skinny. Now, originally, when HeroScape was originally being talked about for Avalon Hill to try to redo, they had shown an idea of that you were going to be able to build the walls up. I talked to Renegade. That is not how this works. These are single level walls. Because in order to make them stand correctly, they couldn't make the pillar deep enough for two to sit on top of each other, is what they told me. So maybe that's something they'll work on and try to figure out for a future expansion, but for now, that's the way it goes. And I'm not complaining. So don't think that I am. I am so happy that this game is back. I love this. This is probably this is what got me from video gaming into board gaming.
It's my favorite game.
I've been doing this for a very long time. So this is Zenithrak, the Vine Weaver. I'll tell you each of their names and show you the cards so you can compare how well they did. So this is the basic version of the card. Nobody ever plays the basic game. Just like Tom said the other day on the Dice Tower. Nobody plays the basic game. We all play the real game. So here's the more advanced rules. I'll set this down over here. So then we go to a dwarf, Dorum the Bulkhead Brawler. So here's his main picture. And here's his expansion rules, which we'll put down right here, or expanded rules. And he is this guy right here. So you can see how well they did on the paint job. Of course, Zenithrax is right here. Still having a little problem standing. I'll have to use the hot water trick on his base, I think. All right, our next piece is one of Jander's knights.
There we go.
Knight Irene. So here's her basic side. And then here's the back of the card. We'll put this right here and let her go stand next to it so you can see how well they did for her. Here you have Mesorex, the Kyrie Warrior. Her exoskeleton stuff looks really good in this picture. So here's her basic side and the beautiful art for the character. And then we have the non-basic combat side, which we'll put right here. And she is this figure. So you can see how well that compares. Now we have Rakchot, the Steward of Death. And again, the art is just phenomenal. Looks like darkness and decay just oozes right off of this piece. And then here is his expanded rules set with his mini. Speaking of darkness, our next one is Lovatak, the Kyrie Warrior. Now she is something of a legacy character in the lore because she is the daughter of one of the original evil Kyrie Warriors that they had. Here is Lovatar. So there's her advanced rules side. I'll set her here. And she is this. Now at Gen Con, they had like a huge, like she was like 7 feet almost of this thing standing at their booth. It was beautiful.
There's a lot of flying characters in this base set.
There is, yeah. At least 4. And I don't know what some of the special abilities and some of these other guys might have to do with aerial stuff too, so.
Yeah.
So then we have our first real legacy. Well, yeah, in the base set, this is our first real legacy character. Raylan, the Kyrie Warrior. Now, in the first base sets, Raylan was a hero. She looked like one of the flying Viking Kyrie from way in the beginning. People look at her, they're like, oh, who's that? She was a healer. And she and Drake were on the same side back then. And in the comics, I think it was the comic, it might have been one of the short cartoon things that they used to do. There was a time where she went evil. And it looks like the designers of the game have decided to embrace that, because here she is in her evil form. Okay.
So she rides a flying saber-toothed tiger.
Which is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
2 sets of wings on that figure. I think that's a first.
I wonder if that would count as 2 different characters then. Like you'd have to kill
look at
the tiger.
Life. Look at the life. It's only 1.
Interesting. It's like if you kill the tiger, then she wouldn't die. You would think.
Maybe they share a living bond. That's what her thing used to be. Was she was life linked.
Oh, interesting.
So here we have one of our first robots, Admiral EJ-1M, for probably million. So, yep, he's our 4-armed character. Here's his very cool piratey looking picture, and here's his advanced rule set, which we'll put right here.
They look almost like flintlock pistols.
They do. Well, this is a very pirate heavy couple of sets here.
I want to see these guys versus the old base set.
The Frostclaw Paladins are the polar war bear things. As a fan of HeroQuest as well as HeroScape, these were talked about quite a lot, because when you're playing with the Frozen Horror, you could use these guys as their polar war bears. So here's their advanced rules set. Let's put this over next to Night Irene. And this is our squad. So there's 4 figures here.
So we have this guy who has a little backpack and has his 2 fists like that.
They all have that kind of backpack. So.
Oh, well. So this one has its fists up. Both fists are aimed down.
I like the height of these guys. They're like, we had Gorillanators in the past, and they were smaller than this. All right. Now we have one of our actual pirate sets. The Exiles of the Sundered Sea. Looks like we have, this is a various race set.
4 of them, nice.
And what they all have in common is those green blades. So we'll set these guys over here.
And a pistol.
So here's a green bladed one, here's a green bladed one, and here's the other one. So you got all 4. And then we have another, and this has, and the interesting thing is this, you're going to want to notice this symbol too, because this is a new over person. Like there was Jander, Utkar, Ular, Vidar, and then they had that new one near the end that was animalistic, which is right here, Agira, or Aquila.
Aquila.
And now we have Revna.
Ooh, so this guy's Revna too.
Yeah, because I don't think the one where, because there was what the D&D set had another evil general, but I don't know if they're doing anything with that right now. This could have replaced that general. This is the Knaves of the Silver Scimitar. It's another pirate set. Although they're not necessarily on the same team. Each one is an evil general, but they may have their own agendas here. And so we'll put this one over here next to these guys. And you have these other 4 pirates here.
So we have this 4-armed green character. We have this 2 dagger wielding character. And we have these 2 blue people that each are wielding little daggers, and it appears he has maybe like a little axe thing.
So we go back to the box.
Oh, in the box.
The next piece of the box, we have our rule book.
Ooh, beautiful coloring.
It is gorgeous. The art has been phenomenal for all of this. The rules are very, I mean, it's basic. It's the same game that it always was. We've got an introduction that gives us some more of the current lore. Basic rules are right here, followed by the master game guide. The rules have not changed. Did we pull out the dice? Yes.
Maybe.
We have the dice right here. So they did like the original set had 2 sets of dice. There was attack dice and defense dice. Now they've gone with the second sets, and they did the attack and defense are on the same thing. There's 3 skulls, 2 shields, and a blank on every die. Also, why Hero Quest works pretty well with this, because that's the same breakdown.
And the 20-sider for deciding who goes first and second.
Here's our little pegs. So that must be the dust ones. There's the order marker. Or no, these are the order markers for the turn. And then the relic things are in there too, the tiles. All right, so here we have, this is, what did I say, 24 pages long. And it even has, oh, no, that says what's next, but it's not what's next. This one's all here. So this doesn't have any teasing for the next series yet. Rule book is 24 pages long. I mean, if it's anything like the old ones, and like I said, the game looks the same, you can be up and playing this game as soon as you build it up, scenario, which is where we are now. Our scenario books. Now, each one of these, first it tells you a little bit about the characters involved, and then it gives you a couple of the wellspring visions, the vision of a case. So this is lore stuff right here. Tells you what you have. You know, there's 24 space hex with the grass, 24 space hex with the rock. And like I said, the next land box that they're doing is going to have the 24 hex sand pieces. So that'll be nice. I will definitely be getting one of those. It says connectable walls. Like I said, connectable walls are going side to side, not up and down right now. And then they have the water tiles over here. The new set of, like I bought the trees this time. Next time they're going to have a water set that's going to have triple water tiles in it. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So here's our basics. It tells you exactly how to build your map. Level 1, you put all this in place. Then level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. These connect very similar to like Lego pieces. I mean, you saw that when we made the piles. They're here, or they have these little teeth on the edges so that you slide one piece down into the others, like so. Wow, you can tell these are new. It was very easy, and they feel very good.
They'll get worn.
But it won't. It's like my old stuff is, the plastic is starting to degrade. So I believe they've changed how they do that. So I'm just going to show you this instead of taking them all out of the box. So we have the 24 hex pieces, and then we have our
7 pieces.
7 hex pieces stacked. And so there's rock underneath the grass, and then over here there's rock and grass. So I'm going to leave that in the box because I'm going to store this in the box for a while, except for the big dragon. And this is to keep your paint job that's on your land looking well. So that is the base set for Age of Annihilation. I think we'll hit pause here. I'll put this stuff away, and then we'll pull out the next one. We're back from our quick break. We made some space, and we noticed something. On the basic side of the cards, they have the number, right? It says Age of Annihilation, which is the set, and then it's got the name of the guy, and then it's got the Arboreus. Aquila. Oh, it's got, so that must be his homeland. And it's got a number. This one says 7. This one says 17. So I was like, okay, let's put them in order, but we don't have 1 through 6. So maybe these other boxes, since they're part of all the same thing, are in that. So we'll find out. So this is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So the first 6, who knows, maybe that's what's in here. This is the Battle for the Wellsprings, or as most of us called it, the Battle Box. This is what I played at Gen Con. They had an introduction to how to play kind of thing, and this is what won me Shiori. So When I played this, we had time to play 3 of the scenarios. I won the first one by using the Squid Lady and her team. We'll find out her real name in a moment. And then the second time, I won playing the Pirates, which was the opposite team. And then we played again, and I was able to win with the Pirates, but not by destroying the other army, by outlasting them, because that's what the scenario was. If you lasted for 7 rounds, then the Pirates got to run away to fight another day. So, okay. Again, the battle for all time. The Wellspring of Valhalla, a resource long warred over by the powerful Valkyrie. Upon the discovery of a wellspring, the spark of battle is sure to follow. A group of rogues plan a deadly ambush. If successful, the mystical wellsprings themselves may be forfeit. Only an unlikely group of scouts stands between them and the most precious resource in all of Valhalla. It says, HeroScape Battle for the Wellsprings allows 2 players to take their first steps into the exciting world of the expandable HeroScape miniature game. And then it's got the quick how to play rules on the back. Choose a card, move your characters, attack your opponent. Nice and easy. The components in this are 6 highly detailed, fully assembled, pre-painted miniatures, 31 hex tile terrain pieces, 2 of the Lower Jungle trees, 6 combat dice, 20-sided die, 8 order markers, 15 wound markers, 3 powder markers, 1 glyph, 6 army cards, the rulebook, and the scenario guide. It says here that the ages are 14 plus, it takes 30 to 60 minutes to play, and this is for 2 players. If you use this mixed with the master set I just opened, you do have all the pieces for a 4-player game. All right, so this is the fully painted version again, because I want all my parts to match. And it looks like it opens right here. Okay, so here we go. As you can see, this exclusive window right here, this is a rare piece of water. This is the wellspring itself. This has never been made before. It's similar to the ice pack pieces that came with the old Glacier set, but it is unique. So that's what we will start with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 wellspring pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these sparkly water pieces. All right, so here come the figures. First, this beautifully painted piece that looks Kraken-esque almost. She is gorgeous. I like her so much. And this is one of her teammates. And this is the other teammate. So these are the scouts that they were talking about. And then the rogues they were discussing are these 3 characters, who I believe are all pirate captains, which we will see when we get to look at their cards, okay? Okay, and then we have the trees themselves. Now, unlike the old days, these trees have some plastic pieces, so they're a little bit more solid, and they should be able to hide people a little bit easier. And they're very easy to put together. We just slide this right in there. We slide this one right in here. Okay, there we go. We have our trees. And then, of course, there's more land pieces. But we've seen the land, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out. Order markers for the 2 people who get to play. We have more dice, always helpful. Here we have our glyph and our wound markers, and these little black ones must be the black powder ones. We have our nice big terrain, followed by our cards. And sure enough, this has a 1. So this must be 1 through 6 for this set. Under these, we have another copy of the rulebook. And then we have the scenario book that is unique to this set. So there's 4 more scenarios in this book. We get the lore on the new characters. And the rule book will, of course, be the same. This is like a jumping off piece. It's a cheaper version. It's, again, for 2 players. They made the master set for 2 players as well, but you can go, your armies can go up a lot higher. You have much more land to play with. All right, so I'll do what we did last time with our figures. Here we have Iwasha, Master of Tides. So that is her basic side of the card. And here we have her advanced rules side of the card with the beautifully painted figure sitting upon it. Okay, and if, as you can see, all the first 3 characters that I show you, they're a team, so they will all have the same general. Okay, in this case, it's Aquila. This is the same set, or Aquila is the same general that the dwarf and the dragon from the master set go with. All right, so this is Kita, the spring runner. So here is his basic side. And here's his advanced rules. These guys work in conjunction because when you take a move with her, at first you can use a familiar, which is what these 2 people are. Following that, we have Onshu the Welkenai. And so here's his basic side. And here's his advanced side. And here is his character. Now, I don't know what any of the unpainted figures from this series looks like because I didn't see any of that. They didn't have many unboxings at Gen Con itself, and most of the players and the stuff I got to do, we got to use pre-painted sets. They also were doing random drawings for pre-painted sets, which I thought was really nice of them. I did not win one, unfortunately. So here we have Revna's team. Killian Vane the Third is our first gentleman here. Gentleman pirate, I guess. So here's his basic side. Here's his advanced side. And here is his figure to compare. Now these guys are not all on the same team, but they all are pirate type figures. Like he follows Revna. This one follows Enar. And this is Febani the Void Siren. Now that's interesting because Enar in the other set was like the samurais and stuff. And I think he might have had the original ninjas too. This one kind of looks like a ninja pirate. She looks very cool. So this is her basic set. This is her advanced rules set. And here is her character, nicely painted.
Looks robotic.
I think it looks more like she's got a bodysuit of armor on more than being a robot.
Believe it, look at her face. Also,
she's wearing a mask.
Well, yeah, I guess.
It looks like some sort of techno mask though. So yeah. All right, and this is an Utgar follower, Bak Berna. He's a Mar. Mar were a race that were very used in the original set. There was Mar in almost everything. Matter of fact, the Swamp base set had a Mar birthing thing. It was really cool looking. So here is his basic set of rules. And here is his advanced rules. And here is the gorgeous piece. And the color scheme very much similar, or is very similar to the ones from the previous set. So there's our 6 characters. Now what they talk about in here is going to be how trees can block line of sight. Because if you look, there's a tree, there's a dude. The dude's behind the tree, you can't see him. So that blocks pretty well. And there has been, of course, a lot of talk about how these trees fit on the board. I don't intend to trim anything with a knife, so I will take the little tiny half-inch thing that might push something up or down. I just think this is gorgeous, and it's a lot easier to get than the older trees of Tikala. Now, in the old days, I got 3 or 4 sets of the trees of Tikala, so I still have them, and I use them in my stuff. And we'll see how these trees compare in another video later this week. But that is this set. Oh, that is the set for these guys right here. I'm going to pause again so we can put this away, We're going to put the figures in with the rest of their teams over there, which we'll show at the very end. And so we'll be right back. All right, we're back from our pause. I figured I would do Shiori first, since technically I had her first. She was part of the Gen Con haul because I got to get her at Gen Con. And Drake came with this set, so... We were right about the numbers. The 6 characters from the battle box were 1 through 6. Alright, how do I open this box? Doesn't have a little finger thing, so let's do this. There we go. So in the box, I have my very beautiful sculpt of my ninja. The back of her box says, a ninja warrior who has experienced countless battles across Valhalla, Shiori is back with a vengeance, as silent as the night and as deadly as the blade. Her ninjutsu mastery special attacks allow her to attack multiple times, which is what this piece represents. She's so fast, it's like she's in 3 places at once. So this comes with 1 highly detailed, fully assembled, pre-painted Shiori miniature with an army card. Now, this was the prize that they were giving out, or the promo they were giving out for being part of the Gen Con Premier Tournament. They have stated explicitly there is no promos for this. So this will be available to buy later. But they just gave the promo is an early shot, not something that's only available the way we got it. So it gives us this little resource here. HeroScape has, so this is all the technical stuff, but on the back they give us the lore of Shiori herself. So it's nice that they give everybody a little bit of a history. So they really took time with this and to work out the lore. I really like that. All right, so and here we go. She's not a promo. She's got an official number with the set. She is number 19, which means he must be 18. I did them in the reverse order. So here is her basic rule stat. And here is her specialty rules. Yeah, I don't need any time to put that away. Just stick that in there real quick. I know
she has Phantom Walk.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay. Sergeant Drake Alexander. Same sort of legacy character. This is what you got for taking part in ordering anything. As long as you ordered... I don't remember how it was, but I know that if you bought anything at Gen Con, it counted. If you did the pre-order, it counted, and they sent you, this is part of the order. So I almost bought another set of trees at Gen Con just to get them, and I was like, no, I can show some patience and wait. And I talked to the Renegade people, and they're like, yeah, I could be waiting for you at home. And I've been worried, but it just got here yesterday. So we were out of town. As soon as I got back to it, I was like, oh, we have to do this. Okay, and this is the same thing. A veteran hero of many battles, Sergeant Drake Alexander was brought to Valhalla by Jander and has proven time and time again to be one of the most brave and noble warriors to take the battlefield. Now Drake soars through the air thanks to the Zetacron's tech upgrade. So we have 1 highly detailed, fully assembled, pre-painted Sergeant Drake Alexander and an army card to go with him. So this...
He has a jetpack.
Is Sergeant Drake. Yes, he does. And this is just beautiful. And again, Sergeant Drake was one of the ones that came with the original set. And then they made another version of him in the next master set. And now here we are.
Looks like he has like a gun on his arm. A little wrist gun thing.
Okay. I thought that was the control for the jetpack.
Oh, that could be the thing too.
So he is from Earth, of course. He is Sergeant Drake Alexander. Here's his basic set. Card followed on this side by the advanced rule set. And again, his history is right here. So I very much like that they took a lot of time, and I think they did a really good job. So that's all of our people. There's no need to pause because I'm going to just grab this box right here. This is our terrain box. The Grove at Lower's Edge. There's no people in this one, which is why we saved it for last. It's going to have 3 trees and 6 bushes. So So since I have everything, that'll give me 5 trees and 6 bushes, which for now is good. But if I want more, again, I love that we can just buy the terrain sets without having to worry about people.
That is very nice.
When the first trees, the Takala Jungle set came out, there were trees and then there was a common squad of spiders that came with it. They also did a road set. That road set came with a common, some kind of troll. It wasn't a troll, but it was something like a troll. And then they did the castle set, which was very interesting. All right, here we go. So in this box, we have, we got a picture of some fuzzy picture of trees. It kind of got a little bent when I pulled it out of the box, it looks like. It's still cool. We have the rules for how trees work. That's interesting. Placing jungle tree tiles correctly. The left jungle tree tile is correctly placed because 2 or more of its connecting tiles are attached to other tiles. The right tile tree is incorrectly placed because only 1 of its size is attached to it. Okay, so they're saying that you can't have just a single tree sitting next to something. It's got to be attached by 2 or more. That's an interesting rule. I don't think that was there before.
That's not what we do when we play with the trees.
Right. So rules for basic game and master game are right here. Moving through the jungle, tree tile. They are not allowed to occupy or move through a tree. You may remove a canopy to access hard to reach area. Okay, so you can pull the top off so you can see down below in case you have a figure that's hiding really good.
Can you get a character on top of a tree?
No.
Oh,
You can go over trees if you can fly. All right, so there is a scenario here about the jungle. So that's nice that they give you at least one with that. All right, so, and here we have, this is the bush.
The bush.
So as you can see, it's like a tree piece, but the tree isn't there. Wait a minute. Okay, here's the tree. And then, of course, the tree needs to have this little canopy piece, just like the other ones. Put on. There we go. So we have, the bush is about half the size of the tree. And it looks like we may have...
For perspective, Mr. Alexander is shorter than both of them.
Yeah.
He's only about half of the height of the bush.
So, I mean, the purpose of these things is to be blocking terrain. I think it was really wise of them to pick the trees first because that was one of the harder sets for those of us buying the original stuff to get. So the first, trees came out near the end of the stuff, so it was a lot harder to find by then. I mean, Toys R Us was going away. It was harder to find places that were still carrying HeroScape because people were selling it off really cheap at the time. I think I picked up a couple of the Marvel sets for $5 a piece at Walmart. So yeah, it was getting harder and harder to find. So I like that they started with this because not everybody has trees. If you want to pan over there, you can see I've got a jungle built. Gabriel built that for us for what we were playing a little bit before. We'll use that as some comparison stuff later in the week. But that's it for our unboxing of our new HeroScape. I hope all of you are as excited as I am. We're gonna be playing with this a lot. So, but I promise we will still get to the rest of our Horde unboxing and things, and we'll have our, of course, this week we've got our Hero Quest tournament that's coming up on Tuesday. So hopefully we'll see you then. But until then, good night from here at the Men of the Cave.